now we're on our Tech Talk on reimagining customer experience empowered with fast and agile technology. Well, we're looking at talking about companies being challenged to meet rising customer expectation. How do you respond to changing demands fast while engaging highly personalized multi-channel digital experiences? What differentiates you from your competition? Transform fast, evolve even faster. The OutSystems modern application platform way 10x faster across mobile and web, and your digital customer experience transformation begins here with OutSystems. Well, with this, I'd like to humbly welcome on the stage and screen first up our speaker, Riva Uy, the Solution Architect Manager, OutSystems. Well, Riva is a technology expert and bridges businesses' needs to technical capabilities, addressing pain points with strategic solutions that both business and IT can drastically benefit from. She's also an evangelist and loves doing live demos, such as creating apps from scratch in minutes using low code. Thank you so much, Riva, for joining us today.
Hi, everyone. It's nice to be here.
Likewise, thanks for having. Ladies and gentlemen, also joining us now on the stage and screen is Marouen Zelleg, the Senior Director, OutSystems. Well, Marouen has been promoting and successfully implementing OutSystems' modern application platform to bypass IT talent shortage, speed up delivery cycles, and bring product innovation within the grasp of every business. Thank you so much, Marouen, for joining us today.
Thank you, Bhavna. Thanks for having us.
So, ladies and gentlemen, with this, let's start with a great tech talk ahead. If you may have any questions, please post it up in the Q&A section. Over to you. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, Bhavna. So I hope everybody's doing well. If you don't mind, actually, I will hijack these 15, 20 minutes that we have together to sync up with Riva on a meeting that I just had. You know, we're all busy with Zoom calls and whatnot, and I didn't really have time to talk to her today. So I'm just going to take the 15 minutes. So Riva actually just came back from a prospect. So this is a company actually who's dealing in a lot of banking products. They sell some insurance products as well through their platforms, and they're even dabbing in some trading activities. So I met them. I met the CIO and the CXO today, and we really talked a lot about the importance of customer experience in terms of like the image of their company and whatnot. And they had actually big ideas. They have big plans, but they had some really hard issues to deal with. So I want to share with you a few today, and I would like to pick your brain to see how we can help them really get past these things. It would be good if we can use our technology and some other technologies to solve these business issues you're having. You okay with that?
Yeah, sure. Tell me.
Okay. So I think actually the main thing that they mentioned to me was really that today they are seeing that their customers are asking for more channels, like they want to call them, they want to have a chatbot, they want to have mobile, and their current digital tools and digital assets are a bit outdated, so they're a bit behind. This is one of the major points. The second thing is that they received a lot of feedback from their client that to do anything with them, they have to do a lot of steps. There's a lot of clicks, there is a lot of things, go to email, come back, and so on. So this is creating a lot of frustration. Lastly, the head of businesses, actually, we met with the finance and some of the retail and insurance sellers, and they had some ideas of new products they want to launch into the market, but they're finding that actually that this is really hard for them to do so. They mentioned a few things. They said like they have small IT teams, they don't have large groups of developers. They mentioned their legacy tech is a bit outdated as well, so their backend systems cannot build these things. So today, actually, if you can spend like the next 10 minutes, really deep dive into each one of these ones and see how we can help them. My goal is really if we can preview to them our technology next week, so we can see.
Sure, Marouen. Yeah. It seems like these problems are pretty common, and a lot of FSI companies are facing the same problems today, especially with fintechs. As what was spoken in the last session, the demand and the supply for fintechs are rising, and so many companies are massively evolving their business strategy.
Yeah. And of course, I don't want to blame everything on COVID, but if you look at the first problem, for example, they are actually seeing that their clients now are hitting them on all channels, except the branch. Nobody's visiting their branch anymore. So they're going on their website, they're going on their mobile app, they're hitting them on the chat and so on. Some of these channels for Money Corp actually are not working well, and they're not even there. And you know what, actually, they did some research in the market. They found that they're not the only ones Today, all of the clients of financial institutions, they're interacting for like simple transaction, like opening an account or solving a problem. They're hitting really 2 or 3 or 4 channels at the same time. So they have this expectation for my client to be responsive on those channels. Of course, my clients cannot actually do it. They're a bit behind. The only consolation is that they're not the only ones. About 65% also in the market today are behind on their CX initiatives. And so with these ones, they're really getting a bit of friction with their clients, and they're losing perhaps some footprint into the market. So I don't know what's the problem with tech. Why can they not solve these issues really quickly? What do you think?
Yeah, so what I think is that even as a customer myself of various banks and insurances, I don't think I've stepped into a branch in the past 2 years, not just because of COVID, but because of the trends today. Like competition today already provides a lot of channels, digital channels that I could go to. And so I think if we talk about the solution, I think it's pretty obvious. For many banks or insurances or even FSIs, they want to build about 3 to 4 different seamless experiences for their customers, whether it's web or mobile, and they want this to be seamless in terms of consistent look and feel, highly performant, same logins, and I could view my information across different channels. Now, the thing about this is that it's easy to talk about the solution. Now, if we talk to our FSI clients, we all know, and they all know, that they have to build these different channels. But the problem is usually, how do we implement it? Yep. Now, yeah, so for the client you're talking to, Marouen, I'm not sure how many developers they already have.
I have about 20 to 30, I think. Not a big team,
So about 20 to 30 developers. Some companies may only have 5, or some companies may have 100. Now, many organizations have the luxury of maybe getting a team of 50 developers, developing and maintaining their main B2C mobile app. But not every organization could afford that. And so how could this made possible for some other companies? Now, if I talk about technology, OutSystems as a technology empowers companies to innovate faster, meaning that they could get, let's say, there are 20 developers from your client, Marouen, to build 3 to 5 times faster and to be 3 to 5 times more productive. That means if they are not already full stack developers that could build web and mobile applications, they could be trained easily because they only need to learn one single technology, which is an easy to learn tech. So that's one. We could help these companies implement their various touch points, maximizing their developers today and making them more productive, or otherwise even working with their existing partners into building different types of touch points. But then all of these different touch points are highly consistent with each other. Not so we many times the problem is that different partners and SIs would tend to build their own products, and so with these, the customer experience is compromised because you have a different technology. And so this highly makes everything very seamless. So what do you think, Marouen?
I got it. Actually, this will, I think, resonate with the head of IT. They're having a bit of problem on the skill shortage right now. Like they cannot find the right talent. I think in COVID, actually, a lot of high demand in skilled developers. So people are moving companies and whatnot, and that's creating a bit of stress. So I believe with our technology, it can resonate with them that they can cut on their essentially headcount. They don't have to keep chasing and hiring. With the current team they have, they can do much more.
Correct.
All right, good. So let's take a note of that. The other thing that obviously they highlighted is really the interactions with the client. So this is really touches with the experience of the client itself. So they got some feedback such as, well, you have all my information. I gave you my ID card and whatnot. Why do you make me to, duplicate entry? Why do I have to key it in again after I uploaded it? There is some steps that I think are legacy from their core system. Like, do you have to key in this field and that field? and that's exposed to the client. It doesn't make sense at all for the client really to be keen in those things. So there is a lot of steps that can be cut, but they cannot cut them. The app will not work without that. This is, of course, causing a lot of actually drop in terms of buying experience. So they start, for example, I think the quotation or the account opening process, and somewhere across halfway through, the user will drop. And then they pick up the phone if they pick up. Sometimes they don't even pick up. They go to another company. So this actually is a common thing, I think, that we heard, where from the user, they're expecting 2 clicks to do something, and yet the IT and even the business actually are not able to make it so simple. Why is that? Why is that happening?
You know what? I blame it on TikTok. Just kidding. No, so this is the thing. People are so spoiled with simple applications, and so they expect 2 clicks. They expect to see results in 5 seconds. They expect instant gratification. And so, if we talk about a traditional, let's say, a client onboarding process, when we want to onboard a new customer in the insurance company or in the bank, the traditional process is that somebody would, well, as a client, I would have to enter all of my information, all of my documents, and then probably meet an agent or go to a branch. And that's only the tip of the iceberg. On the back end, there's a lot of other things happening, such as there are processes across different departments that could significantly impact the amount of time to open a bank account, not to mention the complexities that happen in between, such as integration to other systems, getting information across different sources, or even worse off, going back to the customer and then asking for more information. And so in reality, when I looked at the statistics today, for traditional banks, it takes up to 30 days to onboard a customer, which is not acceptable anymore for our TikTok users.
I can't wait that long.
So you're probably part of Generation Z, Marouen, with short attention span.
I think it's not even generation issue. I think even actually our parents and grandparents also have been, of course, exposed to these tools, and they transformed as well. They're expecting more.
Correct. And so we're so spoiled with seamless processes. And so what a modern onboarding process looks like today is when a customer has a touch point, such as a web and mobile app. We spoke about this multi-channel experience, or even a chatbot where I could simply chat with a human or even a robot that seems like a human. And I could simply give the information that I'm supposed to give at that point in time. And I don't have to dig for information that the system already has. And so in a dream world, what this means is that we have less people that has to handle these customers because a lot of these things are automated. But best of all, on the back office, we could extract documents and data directly from whatever we already have. We could input this into a system, into a smart workflow, or into a smart KYC system, and even automate some things using machine learning and AI. And when needed, that's only then that we pull in an employee of the bank or an insurance to verify and validate the data.
Got it. So for escalation only.
Exactly. And so if I could give you an example. So many of us know how it's like to perhaps onboard in a mobile app. So this is an example of a mobile app created in OutSystems in a span of 8 weeks. It's beyond than just the onboarding, of course. But what I'm showing is the onboarding screen, wherein as a customer, I could take a photo of my ID. It would use OCR technology to input my information here, so I don't have to type in. Aside from that, when I upload my ID and my selfie, what the system would do is that it would do a face matching with my ID and my selfie. And so this already reduces the human effort on the back end to match my face with my ID because it's already done by the AI.
This is great. It's great. Well, yeah, so they mentioned actually, my client mentioned that there is some package solution that do these things, which is eKYC and whatnot. But I think due to their nature of business, like a pre-built solution does not work. And so for us, what we do for them is that we allow them to compose their specific needs into an application and building with that visual drag and drop that you showed at the beginning. To be good to show them this, yeah.
All right.
Right.
So aside from that, anytime a customer needs help, they would call their agent and whatnot. But with the generation today, we're also very used to transacting using chat. So what your customer could also do is explore on chatbots. So when you're onboarding a customer or handling customer support, then we could have a chatbot interface in all of our channels, and they could speak to a robot and a human.
Right. This is good. I do not like picking up the phone. I mean,
I'll stop calling you, Marouen.
If I can text it away, it's better. This is really good. This is really good. I think actually the last one, which is the $1 million question, right? So they are seeing huge opportunity in the market nowadays. Things in finance is moving and adapting very quickly. One of the things, for instance, their head of trading and finances mentioned is that now they're seeing an increase in day traders, even actually people working from home or housewives just having a bit of cash and they want to just trade in and out. There is a lot of new insurance products that are composable. They're asking for, especially with COVID. So right now, you're traveling, you have to have a COVID insurance, and do you want to add that or not add it? For which people, it's getting a bit complicated. And the big one is that branchless is the hardest thing right now. Like nobody wants to go to the bank, to the branch. We spoke about this. And so the head of customer support and service and even the onboarding teams mentioned that they really need to launch these, contactless and app-based interactions. Now, the big challenge that they have is that their legacy systems, so their core banking, their core customer support systems and whatnot, and even their integrations to the other ones are apparently not ready. They cannot configure them to build these new products or build them in. And so they have two camps in the company. One of them are saying, well, we should embark on a large project to revamp this core. And I think they're estimating something around a year or a year and a half to do that, even with the best technology. And with that new core, they will be able to launch these things. But then the other camp, which is somewhat right, saying, well, in 1 year and a half, these opportunities might not be here for us. We might not be here anymore in 1 year and a half. And so they really asked me this hard question. And I said, how can we balance it off? How can we have something that can help us launch these ones today? And then, in parallel, maybe improve things in the back.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So what I could say about this is that many FSIs today are, it feels like they have a hard time to transform and evolve and be agile because of their core system. Just because they have a legacy system, then they feel like they have to migrate and modernize everything, which would take them a few years to do that. And so one of the things that many of our customers are doing in OutSystems is that they still maximize the core system that they have, but then they still are agile by building a experience channel on top of their existing systems. So for example, if you have, let's say, the likes of Finacle or Mambu as your core banking system, even if you have other systems such as ERPs, CRMs, and so on and so forth, what you could do is that on top of that, you have your systems of engagement, your web and mobile applications, your chatbots, your APIs built on OutSystems, such that you could build your applications in a span of like 4 to 8 weeks and change it fast without getting burdened by your legacy systems. And even for some other customers, they build their systems of innovation, meaning that any logical services or back-end customizations and workflows, they built on OutSystems as well, still maximizing their legacy systems. Now, yeah. So now if I could give an example, Marouen, I want to show you something that one of our partners, which is IBM, built. So this is an MVP that they built in a span of 3 weeks. The customer wanted to have, like yours, they wanted to have a way to do retail trading, to compete with others out there, the fintechs out there. And so they want to build a new channel. And so what they built here is a customer experience on OutSystems, but it's simplified. This is amalgamating all of the data that they're getting from their trading platform, from their core system. And all of this was empowered with OutSystems to be built within 3 weeks.
Nice. So I think this is quite an important point to highlight to the client as well, which is, this platform is not only for pretty UIs on the different channels, but also really to build that, hidden part of the system whereby you want to configure products, you want to build some logic, you want to build some rules, you want to build some workflows that you cannot put on your core systems. You can bring that layer to this platform as well.
Exactly.
Nice. All right. I think actually we have some good answers for most of the problems. It would be good. I think we're missing one thing. It would be good if we can take to the client some sort of like a customer story or a reference. We give them that confidence that whatever we're saying has been done before.
Yeah, sure.
That always helps, right?
Of course. It always helps if you could describe the customer's problem and show them that we've already done it. And so if I could first talk about how the platform works and how this could empower our customers before I talk about our customers. And so many of our 400, 500 customers today in Asia Pacific alone already leverage the technology to help them innovate and evolve. This not only helps them be 3 to 5 times more productive in IT, but also change their customer experience because they could already cater for the immediate needs of their customers as the demands are changed. And if I talk about one of our customers, Union Bank is a multi-award winning bank based in the Philippines. They receive a lot of awards year on year or several times in a year. And so what Union Bank decided was that they have a lot of developers, yes, but they also have a lot of products, a lot of channels. Frankly speaking, if we build all of these products in traditional code, it's not very scalable. And so if they want to be able to evolve and change fast and still continue to lead in the FSI space, then they need to transform their backend. They need to transform their foundation. And so what they did was that all of their channels, their web, their mobile, whether it's B2C, B2B, account opening, inquiries, banking services, even their branch services are built on OutSystems.
Nice. This is definitely a good reference. And I think we have like a live interview as well that we can share with them online later on. So hearing it from somebody else's mouth, it's the best proof. I think we're good. I think we have enough really for this meeting. I'll go ahead and schedule it. I forgot to present to the FSI CX Summit. I think I'll skip that. But I think we used all the time. Perhaps actually some of the meeting pointers can be of help to the audience here. We'll be happy, of course, to learn more about their specific needs. We are reachable, Riva and myself, over social networks and whatnot. So please reach out to us. We'd love to solve a problem. If you have anything, share with us and we'll be happy to talk.
Right, absolutely. Thank you so much, Riva and Marouen, for joining us today at the World CX Summit FSI. Incredible talk that was absolutely glued to the screen throughout. And thank you, and we'll all stay connected. Thank you once again.
Thank you.
Thank you.